Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing? I hope everybody's really doing well. Well, well. First of all, Eid Mubarak to each and every one of you, wherever you are. And now the Ramadan is over. Alhamdulillah. It was a very nice month. A lot of prayers I did personally this month. Basically, last year, I couldn't pray much actually. I did, but I missed a lot of prayers. But this time I have dedicated myself actually, and Alhamdulillah, it was nice. So I've prayed for all of you, and I've prayed for your success, prosperity, and well-being for you and your family, inshallah. So let's kickstart this new month, which is going to happen from tomorrow, April. And if you have any questions, do you ask me here in the chat, okay? And I forgot to have a pointer on the previous stream that we had, but more or less the plan is still same, no changes in the plan, and things are going so nicely. Well, we will start first of all with the gold actually. If you remember, I mentioned two things about the gold. First thing is overall we are likely going to end wave 3 here, and a slight push up, and then done with it. If you look at the lower term time frame, that's a logarithmic scale chart. I mentioned that we are likely going to see the wave 5, and more or less the wave 5 is in my view is very much in a territory where it have to reject. I mean, it's like a deeper pullback can be expected over here, because there is a clean wave 5, and if just have to hide this whole channels and everything, you'll see a very very nice fake out that's happening at the moment for a wave 3. And I personally think if you look at from the perspective of the fibs that we have, we are already in a way over extended wave 5 of 3 of something, because we have blue past 1618, and normally we should have not gone beyond 2414, which we are around 2414. So I'm expecting a rejection or a reversal from these levels. What we might do here on the lower term time frame, we might go for an LTF, a retest of 3090, 3089, give us one more push, because on a lower term time frame, if you see 1 2 3 4 5, so there is a one small wave which is still missing, and I think gold is going to close this whole monthly in a very positive note. Very strong candle for the month of March. I mean, it's like a strong bull run, you see. I mean, March gave us a 9% gains versus February 2%, January 6%. So gold is a very consistent gain giver at the moment. And if you look at from a cyclical perspective, just look at from the cyclical perspective, then just need to understand one thing is this breakout of 875 is your base, and we had a very nice uptrend from 2001 till 2011, and then later point we got a very nice pullback, formed a range kind of a structure, and 2020 basically was a very good year. Even I would say 2017, 2018 was a very good year for gold basically. But remember, this is not going to end. This is just the beginning, and if I just have to measure the move, you can see, or you can say that in the next few years, maybe whatever the pullback we are expecting on gold, around $2,600 to maybe $2,400, might even go for 2,200 retest. But I do think in the next few years, maybe like 2030, 29, I'm expecting gold to touch the levels of $7,800 to maybe even $8,500. Now, this is purely from the perspective of logarithmic scale. If I just have to look at from a normal perspective, this is going to be a very normal perspective. I think 161 extension is the best what gold can give on a minimum time frame. But the best would be 2414 for like a bigger wave 3, which is going to be 5024. Now, if you just look at from the logarithmic perspective, logarithmic scales, I think 1:1 extension makes more sense, which is around 7,619. And for that, 786 is going to be your resistance and zero point 0.5 is going to be your support. Basically 2,817. I mean, at 2,817 is going to little bit take more time for it to form a support. And I think 2,228 is going to be your ultimate big support. So honestly speaking, whatever the investments I sold or book profits in the past week, around 50% I've already sold. As I mentioned, 50-60% I've already sold because I bought here. I mean, it's almost close to 3 years now, almost, and I wanted to book some profits because it's like an intermediary wave 3 actually. So if you look at from a bigger wave perspective on gold, for those who are investors or are looking for an alternative, investment plan, I think gold is can be a very, very, very good investment for you. And of course, it already had played out very nicely. So I think at the moment, what I mean is this 0.382 is likely going to be tested at some point. We might even front run that because we have seen a lot of things have been front running lately. So this is just 1 2 and this is another 1 2 and we are in a wave 3 here. So that wave 3 is not going to end. The wave 3 is more likely going to end. The bigger wave 3 is going to end around anywhere above 1618 to 2414. So if you draw the fib from these levels of base where the pump started, and you draw the fib, these are the fibs you really want to see, which is 3177, a 1:1 extension. Normally 1:1 extension is still logical, but I would just like to readjust my fibs a little bit here. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So if I just have to see 1:1 is a very shallow pullback, I mean shallow pump. So we really want to look for a bigger move, which is going to be roughly around 1414, 1618 and 2414 eventually. Okay, so I'm just gonna put everything yellow, and so that we know what exactly we can expect from gold in a longer term time frame perspective. So this is like a very, very clean 1 and 2, and right now we are doing some sort of another 1-2 scenario. Okay, so we are bullish, and wave 3 is likely going to end around 5,000 or so, can even go for 6,687, but let's assume this is going to be your wave 3. Your wave 4 is going to be your support around 2,800 and something, and your wave 5 is going to be around 7,600. So how it will go, how we can see gold moving in that direction. So if you look at from the lower term time frame fib, this is your wave 1, this is your wave 2. We are still in a intermediary wave 3 of something, and the wave 3 is likely going to end, the wave 3 of 3 basically is likely going to end in my view, because we are in a price discovery. So I expect gold to push up around 3,700 to 4,186. Then there's going to be a wave 4 pullback around 2,800, and then it's going to be a wave 5 around 4,900. So I'm just going to change the color. So these are the green one, are intermediary wave counts, are the smaller one, and the wave yellow is the bigger one. So I think we will be topping out around here, and we'll see some nasty pullbacks around 15-20%. You can expect 15% is what minimum I expect, around 2,555 to 2,550, or maybe 500 as well. From there, by end of the year, I expect gold to push it up towards 3,700, and later point of time I see gold maybe 2026 might be the bear market, is what we can expect from 3,700 to 2,800. That's like almost close to $1,000 move, and our later point we will push it up to $5,000. This is a very bull count, and it makes sense. Basically it really makes sense to me. The why reason, because it's all 1 2 1 2. You see 1 2 1 2, and then it's going to be wave 3 4 and 5. So definitely we are very bullish on gold, but there will be 15-20% move which is going to happen. So buy it for investments or whatever, but don't miss this time. Okay, 15 to 17% move. Don't get afraid of it. Can even do for to 20% as well. So don't worry about it. If you just have money, just buy it, put it in gold. Probably next 2-3 years you'll get a good returns out of it. Don't expect gold to go under $2,000. I think 2,000 is your base at the moment. Because if it goes under 2,000, then the story changes basically drastically. So I really don't think the story is gonna change, and we are, in a continuation of a move. So this is like a wave one. This is like a wave two, and we are, in a small, I would say, or I would say wave five of something. This is wave three, but three is very shallow. But let's say this is wave three, a wave four, and we are in the wave five at the moment. Now this is gonna be our wave five towards 6,000 something. So it's a very odd wave count, but this is what I have for gold at the moment, and on the hard-term time frame perspective. And I think this is really interesting and amazing. The way gold is looking and the way I think the target is for gold, I personally think that something big is going to happen with the financial markets. Maybe a reset or a big crash. The dollar is going to plunge, and DXY is going to take a big hit. That's the reason, the reasons why investors rush into safe havens or safe bets. This is the only reason they rush. I mean, there is no another reason why investor would go in a gold. I mean, if stock market is giving good returns, if bond markets are giving good returns, if a volatile market or a more riskier market like crypto at the moment, if it gives good returns, then why would investor push it for gold? I mean, why would they buy? So it clearly indicates that something big is coming. I mean, we don't know yet what, but something big. I mean, you look at here in 2008 when the financial crash was happening. Yeah, gold did a slight dump, but then it recovered and just pumped up like anything. It was the safe heavens, like 175% move on gold basically. So even if, let's say, we see some black swan event or something, don't expect much from gold. Maybe it can dump like 30% at the most. After reaching around 3,700, it can dump like 30% around 2,500, but that is going to be so quick, and it will just simply run up more towards 7,600. So my target for gold is 7,600. I think gold can reach 7,600 faster, and surely it is likely going to reach than Ethereum actually. So because look at this chart, look at this very interesting chart. So gold and ETH USDT dot perhaps. Okay, just or maybe just ETH USD. We will see crypto cap, and we will see TVC. So just look at this chart, and what you will see over here. I know I'm just gonna change the logarithmic scale. Yeah. So what are we watching here is, we are in 2018, where Ethereum literally outperforming gold at this moment basically. So this is what happened previously, and then we started dumping like this. But right now, what I feel is, even though we are at a resistance and we might flip it here, or we are flipping is what we are seeing right now, but I do feel that this is temporary actually, and I feel that this is some sort of 1, 2, maybe AB, another one, and just do something like this, which means that gold is still going to outperform Ethereum. Maybe in 2026, 2027, 2026 pullback. After 2026, maybe Ethereum can outperform once we start flipping these levels, and it can go here. So that can be a good investment at that point of time in ETH, but at least not for now. I mean, we are still in a very, very early stage for gold and ETH, honestly speaking. So if you have funds at the moment, I think it's better to park at the moment in USD or cash, because gold is also at a strong resistance on the monthly time frame, and this wave count makes more sense to me. So, and on the lower term time frame, this is the wave count. This is wave 1, this is wave 2, We are in the wave 3, verge of finishing it. Then it's going to be a wave 4. Just buy it, guys. Don't miss this pump. I'm going to change this intermediary wave count to white, and I'm going to make it minuscule. Okay, so practically gold is can go for a 2672, 2600 after maybe testing another plus minus $50. But we are at a resistance. 3150 to 3170 is your resistance for gold, so you have to be very careful, and April May is not good for gold basically. So we might see this dump in April and May, or like some sort of a sideways in April, May, and maybe June as well, and July, August more choppiness, and September onwards gold start running again towards 3,700 to $3,850. So I am ready to invest gold if it gives me very much close to even 2,600. I will reinvest my money here. I will reinvest my money here. These are the two levels I'm looking to reinvest, and also build some swing positions on gold as well at that point of time to hold for like few years, because OctaFX really don't have fees, so you can hold it for like few years as well. So HTF, this is the plan. Weekly time frame. Weekly is still bullish, but then we are also having a bad divergence. So let's see how this weekly closes. I mean, we have just begun, so there's some sort of a double top. If we are seeing a double top, then we can have a good dump like this moment, a reset, and then further start running up. I mean, this is like a double top we had. Sorry, this is monthly. If you look at from the weekly, weekly is clearly having a very interesting bearish divergence over here on the RSI. And I just want to see how are we going to close this weekly, but more or less things looks to me like that we are going to close this way, and that the bad divergence is still it's gonna be there. So I feel that the bad divergence is gonna play out. It's just gonna take a little bit more time for it to play out actually. So this is what I have for gold. I mean, be cautious for LTF reversals, ladies and gentlemen, because we are finishing 5 waves, and that's going to be our wave 3 actually. So wave 3 of 3 of 5, sorry, 3 of bigger wave 3. So this, after this we will see pullback, buy there, long it towards 3,700, again maybe 3,850. You can sell it off there, but don't guarantee that it will retest 3,000. Maybe it can retest, but I'm not sure. So I think for long-term investments, if you get anywhere under 2,600 to 2,500, this is where the long-term investments, you should just buy it and keep on buying it. That's what you should be doing for gold. Talking about silver, I'm very much heavily invested in silver, and I'm not, booked a dime on silver, honestly. I don't know, but I feel like puking on silver because it's so damn not performing basically. I don't know why. It should have, but I don't know why, because it's forming a bearish divergence on the monthly now, which I really don't like it. But then silver also has a very interesting cup and handle, and it just broke out of this big cup and handle. The handle breakout happened on 2018, and then we got a bearish retest of 2020, and then we had an upward direction we are going in. So what might happen on silver is, we can just go for maybe $39 to $40 and maybe reject a retest of $26 to $25 is a possibility. I'm not sure, because this can be 1, 2, 1 and 2. So there is a possibility. My entry is around $21.9 to $22. 2023 we had an entry. When I started this community, I was very much looking to invest in silver, and I'm still holding it. I know it's not a good return in this past 2 years, like how much, like 60% gains, but I think eventually once it breaks out of $49, let's say once it breaks out of these levels, it will run very, very hard. It will run very fast, because the first take profit targets would be 145 and 250. So silver is going to be your next should be your next big bag in my view, and just don't look at it for like next few years. Even if it dips to $21, just don't forget about it. Just keeps on buying, adding the dip. these metals are can you know can give us a good returns. Basically, the cup and handle normal target is around 3,500, which I don't think it is gonna happen. Of course, let's be practical and let's be realistic, because silver going to 3,000 means gold should be going like 100K or something, which I don't think it will. So max it can go to $600 to $700. It's what it should do max in case of a strong breakout of $49. So if you're holding silver, just hold. If you don't have it, then you might get an opportunity to buy around $26 to $23. So you just accumulate there. Forget about 10% move on the downside. Don't look for an exact bottom or exact entry, but just buy something because the risk reward is amazing. You invest in silver, and the minimum target, as I mentioned, 144, and the bare minimum target is 1618, which is 245. And max it can go to, as I mentioned, 680 to 600 and $700, which is 25x gains. I mean, with just silver, So right now it's cheap. You can buy. Maybe after next 5 to 6 years, it will be so costly you won't be able to buy. So just make your choice at the moment. And the last, is palladium, or you can also say platinum, basically. So platinum, as I mentioned, I'm still aiming for $392, but I'm not sure whether we will get it, because we are seeing some sort of an accumulation that's happening at the moment, a triangle formation. In case if we break out, then it can be a good breakout, because there is a nice resistance around here. So there are two possibilities of a breakout here, and I'm simply waiting for it. Right now, if you see, it's already a breaking out, and we are just barely testing the support. If you look at this structure, what you will see is this is wave 1, this is wave 2, this is wave 3, A, B, C, wave 4, or this is simply wave 1, 2, 1 and 2. Basically, it's like a bigger 1, 2, 1, 2. So if this is the case, I think then wave 3 is going to be so big. Basically nobody would be able to afford this platinum. Something is going to happen with this as well. So if this is the case, then your wave 3 target will be 2414 easily, around 145k. So maybe forget about 145, at least you can target $24,000 with platinum. It's simply 22x. And if you just talk about the higher end target, maybe next 20 years, then it's like 143x. So my strategy to accumulate platinum is, I'm not started accumulating, but I'm still waiting for it to give me a trigger, because we have not yet flipped the previous all-time highs. Let's say that BTC was here at 19k, then we had a bear market. BTC broke out of this 19k, which was here, and now we are back testing this 19k again. So it's like once 19k is flipped, the next stop is clearly for BTC was 64k, and hence it was roughly close to 2414 Fibonacci levels. Hence you can target at least 1:1 extension, which is going to be around 5,685, which is equivalent to what BTC was at $64,000, for roughly 450% gains. Okay, so this is the minimum for platinum. So I'm just waiting for it to flip 1040, and once it flips, I'll buy for sure. And even if it goes and dumps to 340, I don't care, because overall HTF, I'll be investing for next 20 years, not for like, I won't be investing for like a year or 2 or 3. No, it's a long-term investment. I want to keep it for my kids, and maybe this is going to be a very good investment from a return perspective. Another good investment. One more thing, I think in the last session I mentioned that for those who are from India, you should be considering in buying or investing in agriculture, land or agriculture properties, basically, because there is going to be something happening in 2026. I've heard, and it's an insider info, I can't disclose the names or anything, but what I've heard is that government is going to bring reforms in agriculture, where anybody or any corporates, any person can own or buy an agricultural land. Right, currently in India only a farmers can buy, and you need to be a farmer from from birth basically. So if that happens, there will be a slight, there will be a nice pump in agricultural land, and you might make good amount of money for like next 2 to 3 years. You'll see good rise in agricultural lands and agriculture prices. So I think you should have a little investment in agriculture land. If you have like 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, buy at least 1 acre, 2 acre, maybe 3 acre, whatever you can buy from that money. And if you have a lot of money, for example, you have 1 to 2 CR spare, then of course you should go with a bigger space, like go for 20 acres, 40 acres, 50 acres. Do not put all your money in a single land in a single place. So diversify, invest in maybe Gujarat, invest in Maharashtra, invest in some other states. I don't know about other states because I mostly invest in Gujarat and Maharashtra, and I've already started looking for. I will be investing mostly after the second blood moon. That's going to happen on September 13th of September, because I still expect agricultural land to have a dip of like another 15-20%. That should give us a good money. But from now, if you'll start looking for at least in next 3-4 months, you'll get some good properties or agricultural land basically. So that's what we have. Now let's go to the SPX, S&P 500, guys. The monthly candle is absolutely worst, I would say. And even the open is, my short was perfect. Maybe I look for some take profits. If you have took short with me, then it's good. My target for this dump on SPX is clearly, I'm aiming for, there is a gap here. There's a possibility we go up down here and we give us another retest and then further down like this. So maybe we get a pullback. So I'll reshort it, of course. But at least for now, I will take profits. I'm really happy for the way SPX have played out. And the market is looking so good for shorts. Perfectly going the way as planned. The plan is still same. I'm expecting anything under these levels, 5,170, these levels, to buy some calls options for SPX for like next 2 months, because from here I am expecting SPX to do something like this, at least give us a bounce till 5,670 to 5,700, and if it flips like what gold did, then we will run up to maybe new all-time highs for the bigger Fibonacci levels of 2414, which is going to be around 6,660. So we can do that. SPX can do that because it's missing one more wave, which is very important. So just look at from the SPX perspective. This is let's say wave 1, this is wave 2, and this is your wave 3 here, wave 4, and that's going to be our wave 5. So if you just look at from the trend perspective, I think the next push to 6,700 is going to be very good for SPX. I think Trump is going to have some good reforms coming in probably in the next mid 2025, maybe 2026 as well. But I think this is the good levels to buy SPX. Losing EMA 100 is going to change everything drastically, and might see a dump towards EMA 200 weekly for a next big long opportunities around $4,700 to $4,650. So if we lose EMA 100, but I really don't think we are going to lose in a single slingshot. So I am going to long it. If you really want, you can long it. For SPX, you can long probably US 500. You can long on OctaFX. And you can also look for longs on NASDAQ, NQ1, US 30. NQ1 futures. So this is what E-mini futures on NASDAQ. You can long. This was my earlier plan in 2023, but it seems that the 5 waves is not like a 5 waves, but it's something else, and this harmonic is clearly invalidated. So practically speaking, we are very bullish than I thought actually, and the trend line is this is the trend line. So the only catch over here is that the trend line is lost. So we have lost this trend line and we are going under, which means that if you look at from the weekly perspective, for NQ futures, Nasdaq, basically. What you can sense out of it, the top 100 companies or the top 30 companies might dump a lot versus the rest 470 companies it has, which means that you should be diversifying your portfolio from the top 30 to rest of the companies slowly and gradually, I think, because this is bearish clearly. Look at from the EMA perspective, I think the support is around 1830, 18,397. And if we look at from MA perspective, yeah, 18,125 makes sense, and you have a stronger support around $14,000. So what you can expect on weekly, yeah, weekly is bearish, RSI is under 50, but we are resetting it, which means that, you know, you can expect a push down till 18,300, maybe $18,000. We won't be sweeping it. We won't do sweep these levels, because there's a possibility that, you know, this whole thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we might do is we can run up from here, then we go down again, then push up, and then further down. This is how I would like to see the NQ futures, Nasdaq. So be ready, guys. I mean, to short in case if we get a good bounce opportunities around 21,000. It will be a very good short opportunities. For now, I'm not looking for longs on Nasdaq. The longs would be around 16,000 for long-term perspective. Until then, I'm just simply gonna stay outside on Nasdaq. Of course, I'm not investing in Nasdaq anymore. I never invested, honestly. I just used to trade a little bit here and there, but SPX is something what I'm more interested in. It's looking good. It's looking good. We just need to hold EMA 100. That's it. So now let's jump into our part, that is crypto. That's what you guys are more interested into, correct? If I'm not wrong. Well, based on the last stream I mentioned when we were here, that yeah, we are USD dominance is not done. We are going to take this highs, and we will see one more push up. Basically, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we will go something like this towards sweeping up the 5.57%. And did we sweep 5.57, 5.53? So no, we haven't swept it, meaning that there is a possibility that we are, you know, still 1, 2, 3, A, B, and C. So that's like a wave 4 is happening, and we will see one more push up for a wave 5. After that, another chop, and then another push up, and then we look for a dump like this. But remember, overall on the half-term time frame, if you talk about on this thing, what do you say, USD DOM half-term time frame, we are bullish. So you don't need to have some misconception about any market. So HTF, we are very bullish on USD DOM. We are forming a clear, you know, M pattern. What do you mean by M pattern? This is a very clear M pattern that, you know, you can see or you can sense over here actually. So just look at this structure you have. This is a trend line, and what M pattern are we forming? This is an M pattern. So you have a double top, and you have the pattern begins from here. You have very cool M pattern. So eventually we will go towards 8%, and I'm damn sure we will go even towards 10%. Eventually we will go there. Okay, it's just a matter of time. It's not a question of if, okay, whether it will go or not. No, it's gonna go surely. Eventually your minimum target is going to be 8.4%. And if you look at from the harmonic perspective, this is so good from a harmonic perspective. So yeah, eventually you can expect this to play out. So this will surely play out. It's not a matter of if, it's a question of how. So how it's going to play out. That's what we as a trader come into this game, and we want to catch the moves basically. So how it is going to play out, I think the way the structure looks like, I mean, yeah, we are doing some sort of an accumulation here on the lower term time frame. The volume is dropping, and this is an inverse USD dominance chart. Okay, and if you look at from an RSI perspective, even the RSI is above, you know, 50% at the moment, which is slight bullish. And you know, this is, but the good thing is we are forming a bullish divergence over here. Just look at this structure. So you are having a bullish divergence over here. The RSI made lower lows and the price is making higher highs, meaning what you can sense or what you can expect over here is maybe slight dub, and then ABC. So you would want to see a very good bear flag over here. So this is the bear flag you would want to see. Maybe a fake out of the bear flag would be nice as well. The way we have seen in the past, the similar thing is likely going to happen. 1 second. Yep. So maybe slight push down, and then you will see a nasty run up to 4.7, and further maybe it can go up to 4.5 as well, something like 4.3 as well, a possibility. And then later we dump it down to towards 8%, maybe by end of the year or something, or maybe next year, because next year also we are having a blood moon. Now, putting all the things into perspective, I'm just going to make a chart proper the way it was supposed to be. This is the normal chart. So basically you can expect 886. Now if I just have to draw fibs correctly, your levels would start from here, meaning your 0.886 Fibonacci levels would be happening around 8.85%, and hence the target of 28,000 to 30,000 makes more sense on HTF perspective. Maybe we can even go down to $20,000, if you just look at from BLX perspective. So if you just look the BLX, look at the weekly time frame, you can also check a monthly time frame as well, but just look at this. As I mentioned, we already got this. Now what we can expect, this is my chart, and the bear case. So this is what you can expect on BLX. Basically the 5 waves on an upside followed by another 5 waves on a downside, dumping it down to $19,000. This is the clear-cut sign of irregular running flag. Now the running flag stays above the previous lows, which is 15,000. If we go and we just sweep it lows, wrecked everyone, going towards 13,000 maybe something, then it is going to be difficult. But honestly, I don't know whether BTC will go there. So for now, the visibility for me is that definitely we will be testing 32,568 this year. And I'm not sure we will go further, but at least these levels are make sense. And you have a double bottom sort of a liquidity around 25k. The way USD dominance looks like this 8.86, it can't even go for a shark, it can even do something like this and then dump. So when starting, if you really ask me, this is going to be so bullish for the market. I mean, this is going to be one last opportunity for the market to invest. If you really want to sell your house, you can do it this way. You might not be getting this opportunity. This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. This harmonic is like a once in a lifetime opportunity to get in the market to buy big. So if you're an investor and if you really want to make good money out of it, so if trading is not for you, then I think what I would suggest to you guys is stay here, stay in the market, stay active. Don't be an active participant, but be active listeners and make your plan and follow the market. Basically, the way you should be doing is you should be accumulating more and more hard cash, so that when time really comes, when the USD dominance starts breaking above 7.27%, you have that enough money in your hand so that you can invest in that, and probably by 2030, in the next 5 years, inshallah, you can get retirement actually. Because the way this harmonic works is it's not going to be the small dump actually. So this harmonic is not going to be working like a small dump or something. It's going to be like a biggest reversal anybody would have seen or even imagine. Even if you go towards 12%, 11%, for this harmonic, trust me, this harmonic plays. If you remember Solana, how this is played out, from like this to this. So this harmonic is going to do something like this. So just imagine and it's going to be very, very volatile. The move is going to be very quick. It's going to be 5 waves impulsive move, and it won't give you any chance to enter. Basically, it's going to be very, 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 very quick move. This 5 waves is going to be very, very quick move, and it won't give you chance at all, if you really ask me. And because we are in an uptrend, you see, the market is in an uptrend in USD dominance since 2015. So what we are doing is we will be doing something like this, so as to make some sort of a accumulation and then maybe something like this. We just keep on doing it for next few years, testing the market, putting USD dominance to test it. And this is how I think the USD dominance will do for the next few years till 2030. So you just have to be, very much active if you feel that the market is gone. And also, lot of people on Twitter will post fake profits by saying invest in meme coins, invest in this, invest in that. I think you should not be focusing on investing in meme coins. You should be focusing on, if you people would have literally invested in BTC at $16,000. Honestly speaking, they are the most smart investors. Why? Because the BTC is still above 80k, and it haven't much lost the value. You can say it has lost 25%, 20%, but that's it. What about meme coins? They have gone rock pool. They have dumped like 90%, 95. Look at the whiff, look at Popcat, look at everything. So I think there is a trend. There will be a trend, of course. You need to understand that when people have money, big players have money, they need to diversify. They need to create a liquidity to exit that money. I have played this game in 2018. I have played this game in 2020. When you have big money, you need to, create an alternative liquidity to exit out of this shit. Okay, without dumping the market, so that you get a maximum value out of the market. And how do you do that? You create an alternative hype. That was the meme. Meme was the alternative hype. So I do think the next cycle, whenever it will be, maybe in 2027, 2028, 2027 would be a very nice for you. 2026 will be the good dip buy, because there is another blood moon, 2 blood moons in the same year, 2026. So 2025 and 2026 is going to be a lot and lot of choppiness, a lot and lot of dump is going to happen. The bounces is going to happen. It's going to play with your emotions. You need to control your emotions, and you need to learn, basically. Don't focus on short, time frames like 1 month or 2 months. Focus on the bigger goals like 4 years to 5 years. Honestly speaking, I'm giving you in writing, you won't see me after 2030. Trust me. Even you won't see me after maybe 2028. You won't see me, because honestly, why would you spend a lot of time educating? I'm spending time. People spend time if genuinely they want to spend time, so that it can change your life. If by the next bull run, because the next bull run, I'm very confident, in case, I have, honestly speaking, this dump, whenever it's going to happen, it's going to be like a 5 waves. Okay, I know it's a hopium, and you will feel like, hey, talk about the current thing and let's not go with the future. But no, you need to understand what is the best scenario for the crypto markets going ahead, actually. So if you are prepared for this pump on USD dominance, which means that you are so brave and you need to buy, so that you can make yourself so rich when USD dominance literally dump. And this is the game, actually. You need to just hold it. You need to rotate. I think quantum, I don't know the coins that are having quantum computings, or into quantum computers or something, whatever. It's related to quantum, baby. You will see a nice trend. AI is done. The AI wave 1 is done, basically. It's done in the sense AI wave 1. So this was the wave 1 for AI. Right now AI is here. It is going to give some bounce. There is going to be a wave 2. Like this will happen, and out of nowhere it go for a wave 3, maybe in 2027, 2023. So 2025, 2026, basically this year, you'll get a good discount on AI as well. So there's a trend, DeFi is also going to a trend, but the problem is DeFi, we are already having lot of coins, so not everything will pump. But I'm damn sure, I think Aave and Comp can do really well from the returns perspective. So let's not go into that for now. I'm just gonna focus on what the USD dominance looks like on the hard-term time frame. So this is something you need to keep in mind, basically. So hard-term time frame, we are definitely bullish. We are just simply looking on the lower-term time frame at the moment. So what we can expect, as I mentioned, we are still expecting a move on the downside like this, and maybe like this as well, to sweep up these lows, can test 4.2%, and then we can push up like this. So this is going to be very interesting. We can even do something like this, you know. So yeah, I mean, this can be very, very interesting in my view. So let's see how things plays out. But this is what I think April, May, and June can give us a good, you know, pump across the board. April, May, and June. We are at a resistance right now. March is ending. We are still holding up this resistance. So April, and we already having a bearish engulfing candle. So guys, I really don't have anything to be bearish about at this point. You have a bearish engulfing. You are already in an order block on a daily. Looking at the weekly, you know, you are inside a supply block, basically on the USA dominance. So practically we are inside a supply block, and you are inside a daily engulfing candle order block. So there are two things over here, which means that even if you get a one more push up around maybe, so I just don't want to bet on that push, you know. Anywhere close to 5.6 to 5.7 maybe is a good levels to buy some things, and your invalidation should be 5.75%, because if of course we are overall bullish, so you need to have an invalidation. So this is going to be invalidation. If the price starts getting accepted above this red box, you literally go to exit out of everything, long opportunities, and you should be looking then to short the market at that point. But for now, I think this is how I see the market to play out the next few months, and after which before the next blood moon happen, we will see something like this again. So I think we still have a good time pending. I hope so. We do get this move on the downside, I hope. And the only reason why I hope this to happen, because the move that happened, the dump was 3 waves, the pump was 3 waves, and now we are likely doing 5 waves, like bullish wolf waves, and this is like ABC, or maybe some sort of ABC over here. You see A, B, and C. Then we can have 5 waves like this. Maybe it might not go that deep. Can even pump from this order block that we have this level. So we will see at that point of time. We just know what we need. A little bit push up and rejection is what I expect on USD dominance. Similarly for BTC, same plan, guys. This was the plan when BTC was at 84,000. I mentioned this is how I expect, you know, it will go. And the golden pocket is where the first bounce is likely going to happen, and we already got a bounce on the golden pocket zone. But if I just have to move it aside, I think the liquidity is still missing. The lows are around 81,222, 81,125, and where did we went? 81,277. So basically this low is still missing, which means that, you know, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is A, B, and C, 4, and then we will see down like this for a wave 5 towards 80,300, maybe even to $79,300, and after that I am expecting a bounce towards 87,000 again. So I think we are buying, guys. I'll give you some long setups around 80,300 to 79,000. Of course, it's gonna be slightly wide positions. Considering the way the market is, gonna be like a 4% wide stop loss. I'm aiming for, you know, the way the structure is, we would be aiming for these levels, the wave A levels. We would want to test it around 20% move, which is going to be 4R. Can even go for 886 Fibonacci levels around 100k. Now this is the bull case scenario, the yellow one. The bear case is green one. So basically we won't hold this levels of 78,370, and once we start losing it, we will close manually. So at that point of time, our average should be around, we will try to average it around $79,700 to $79,500. That's the average we want. Okay, so that our risk reward from those two current would be 1, and as soon as the price goes maybe towards 78,270, the risk reward, we would be down like 0.5R. So that was that way we can make good amount of money with the help of proper risk management. This is what I have. Ethereum, same plan. Yellow, we went slightly lower than 0.8886, which clearly opens door for, you know, more downside. Basically we went literally close to under 0.86. So yellow looks a little bit off for now. Green looks more viable to me, meaning that even if the bounces happens, I think Ethereum is going to reject 1860, and I likely there's a possibility we will see one more down to like maybe weekly support of 1695, or maybe just like a swing filler pattern, reclaim this 1753 and we run up. So a possibility is we go up here, we dump, take this lows like this, go up here, there is a liquidity, so we take a liquidity and then double bottom happens. The first low happened in April, the second low happened in April itself, and then we run up like this to the monthly to the monthly resistance of 2273. So I think with this, I think 1686 to 1700 is a very good levels for ETH, but I will not be betting on ETH at those levels. I would be looking to play very, very safe game. And how I would be looking to play very, very safe game is as simple as like, once we go down, let's say we go towards 1600, okay, and once we reclaim this range of 754, I would long it, and my first target would be the equilibrium, which would be around the weekly resistance of 1933 for a 10% move. And once we go for a pullback towards 1780 to 1760, I'll be aiming for shorts here, again long here, and then we're looking for a final pump towards 2273. That's likely going to be our bearish retest for Ethereum basically. So I think for ETH, this is how we will play basically. Solana guys, same plan, no changes, similar to what I have for ETH. I think I was expecting a bounce, and which is quite good. The levels sweeping under 125 and give us a bounce, but I do think we are having a resistance. And we are forming some sort of a nice flag kind of a thing. I'm not sure how strong this is. Can be a shallow pullback, or some sort of 1 2 3 A B C 4 and one more down like 5, and we are doing A B C again. We go for a retest of 130 maybe, and then we dump. But what I want for Solana, clearly I would like to see it doing a bigger ABC. So how? I'm just gonna remove the logarithmic scale chart, and I just want to show you the daily chart for Solana. The daily chart for Solana is that if you look from this FPVR perspective, we are at a range low support. We are at the range low support, and you need your POC is around 143, and you have a range highs of 184. So ideally, what as a trader you would want to see is a pullback towards somewhere around 116, maybe 114, and once that happens, I would like to see a push up to POC, reject, and again push it up for for the range highs of 184, reject, find some support, and look for a range highs of 216. And the move that we have seen, there are two possibilities over here. So this can be some sort of A, B, and C possibilities there, but which I think it's not likely. So this move is wave A, and it's gonna be wave B over here, and then it's gonna be wave C towards the lows. It's gonna be like a pretty much very, very good head and shoulder sort of pattern on Solana. So I really don't expect price to go past beyond 217. I really don't expect that. But at least if you do get a decent move towards 117, 112, we can buy some spots with invalidation under 108, and our take profit targets would be the range value area high of 56% move, and the overall value range highs of around 210 to 216, which is 70 to 80% move. So this is acceptable. This is something you can expect. Same plan, waiting for it to fall under 16 cents to 12.6. I'm still waiting for it to do that, and once it does, I think it's going to be a very good basically a very can be a good investment in my view. So let's see what gives us. So I'm waiting for it. This can be good actually. This might be dead. It's gonna be, the trend line is something going to be like this. So if it breaks the trend line, okay, it's gonna be good for you. I mean, you can make good amount of money with this. It can easily pump 2414. Even if you long a trend line breakout, maybe you can make at least 4x, and you can even make 4.5 to 6x. It all depends. Sui did not went 2414. It went slightly beyond 2414. It went around 565 Fibonacci levels. So let's just look for Sui actually what it did. I want to show you that as well. So if you look at Sui over here, it did not just went 1618 or 2414. It went slightly beyond 2414 slightly, as I mentioned, and it was somewhere around 3 Fibonacci levels. Yeah, and that's exactly around 5.6 or something, but this is the normal scale, it's not the logarithmic one. So if I just have to draw the fibs from the log scale perspective, even I think Sui is good. You see, I mean, log went to 1414, and the way Sui looks like, it can be a very good buy around this channel, around 1.1 to $1. Maybe like this, run up, or maybe it is a good buy right now as well, and it can run up to 8.3 later on like this, and go up till $34 by August, September. So let's see. I mean, overall, if you look at Sui and Sei both, this gives me a very good vibes actually. So if I just play logarithmic over here, am I audible, guys? Fam, am I audible? Anyone? So yeah, I think OBS is running nice, and well, so this is what I think you can make a good amount of money, and at least can capture 1618 and maybe till 2414, as I mentioned. So 2414 is around 18.3. So that's what the way Sui did, 2414 and 3 Fibonacci levels, like here, anywhere in between, basically. Hold on. Yeah, 13x is really good on say minimum. I mean, it can even shoot up and can go much higher, but this is looking very good. Even Sui is looking good on HTF perspective. If I just simply follow this channel. Okay, so yeah, looking for BNB, guys. BNB is like another Solana kind of a thing. It's just waiting for it to give us a good bounce. I think it's not done, so maybe what we can do is we can just have a small pullback, 550 to 545, and can even have a double bottom. But I think this is how it will run up, maybe to 812 as well. All depends. If April, May, June gives good bounce, this can go as well, because the structure looks like A, B, C. This is some sort of a wave A. This is A, B, and we are forming some D, E. It's like forming a triangle here, some sort of a triangle. And this triangle can break down as well towards 355. But for that, BNB is slightly stronger than rest of the coins. So for that to happen, BTC should literally, dump the way, like a green wave should follow for that to happen. So I'm not sure if the green is going to play out at this point. I think my favorable one is the yellow. I'm more favorable for that thing. It's not a biasness, but it's a good wave count that I have. So yeah. So overall, guys, this is what I have. Other crypto market cap on the 4 hours time frame. Not a good part, but not a bad one as well. We are still, holding up the support, but it's like a last line of defense for the bulls, and the way we have dumped. So we just have to be very, very cautious. I mean, we are literally at the last line of support, $215 billion out. But for now, I think stay away from altcoins at the moment. Also, I think, gold already went to 3099. I mentioned 3089 to 3090 can give us a good retest and a bounce. Shit, I missed it. But I think it's a good long. I think we can long here for a tight stop loss. We are having a golden cross. I'm longing right now 31114.3 and my stops are 3109. It's a very tight stop loss. My risk is just 0.25%. I would be aiming for, somewhere around this zone. Anywhere above this, I'll just simply take profits and run. It can push up higher as well, but you can long as well. My stop is 3109 and it's a manual stop loss. Of course, if we lose, then only, because this strategy tells to have manual stop loss. And let's see how this plays out. BTC also bouncing above. It's a very good long signal here as well. Golden cross, price is above MA. ETH a very good long signal as well, but we're forming a bad divergence. BTC higher highs and Ethereum lower highs, so they slightly have to be cautious. But overall, it's a very good ABC move that's happening, as I mentioned on the stream as well. One more push up towards 83.7 and then further down towards on the downside of 80,200, because we are now at the monthly, so you'll be expecting a lot of volatility basically. So of course there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market. March opens is around 84.3. So let's see how are we going to close March. Mostly the quarter one is closing negative. So quarter two should be giving us a good recovery. Total same plan, guys, no changes. Double bottom, I think I did mention this plan. A double bottom and around 2.5 trillion and up further run up maybe in April, May, towards a red box, and maybe even to February open. It all depends, but red box makes more sense to me. Red box makes more sense to me. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have for the market at the moment. We are bidding these levels 80,300, 79,300 to make sure, or 70,200 to make sure our average entry goes around 79,600 to 79,590 or so as to get a good risk reward on this trade. Okay, so that's all for the today's stream, guys, and I'm going to be updating the pointers, and whatever the questions you have, tag me under the channel. Let's play some scalps. I hope gold gave us a good bounce and makes a good money. Well, that's all, guys, and have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye.